Rivalries can get intense, but none compare to the electric showdown between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese from college courts to the professional league. These two have been at it, turning every game into a headline while battling for titles and trading wins. Now, they are facing off on professional courts, but nothing could prepare us for their latest clash in the pros. Imagine the history, the tension, and the drama, then a moment that shocked everyone. Reese hit Clark right in the crow's head during the game. What happened next? Stay tuned as we explore one of the WNBA's fiercest rivalries and reveal the aftermath of a moment that everyone will be talking about for years. As the Sky and Fever took the court, the stakes were high. All eyes were on Clark, the first overall pick who did not waste a second proving her worth from the opening tip. Clark was in total control, weaving through defenders and sinking layups with a mix of grace and aggression. Her ability to take over the game was undeniable, stepping up to hit huge shots. At one point, Aaliyah Boston set a masterful screen that gave Clark just enough space to nail her signature shot. It was pure precision, and Clark was just getting started. By the end of the first quarter, she had already scored 7 points, showcasing not only her sharp shooting, but also her dedication on defense, constantly disrupting plays, and challenging shots. But her influence stretched beyond scoring. She became the playmaker, orchestrating the offense and setting her teammates up for success. Her court vision was on full display, finding open teammates, creating opportunities that boosted the Fever's offensive strategy. The game's intensity spiked dramatically in the late third quarter as Clark made a power move toward the basket, but the play turned ugly when Angel Reese, known for her physical presence inside, came up from behind. Swinging her arm to block the shot, Reese instead hit Clark right in the head. Referees quickly blew the whistle for a foul, and the situation grew even more intense as they reviewed the play. Video replay left no doubt. What was first called a common foul was upgraded to a flagrant one. Reese averages 13.5 rebounds and had already grabbed 13 in this game alone. It seemed unlikely she would miss her mark that badly unless it was intentional. This incident, caught on camera and sparking massive sports debates, showed Reese's action not as a mistake, but as a deliberate move disguised as an accidental collision. But despite the heat and that flagrant foul, Clark remained composed. With the focus shifting back to the game, she stepped up to the line, coolly sank both technical free throws, pushing the Fever ahead 65-62. As the third quarter neared its end, the physical altercation seemed to fuel Clark's resolve. Far from being discouraged, she looked even more determined to dominate the game. Using the hit as motivation, Clark unleashed an incredible offensive display, scoring 9 points in the final 5 minutes of the quarter alone. Her response was nothing short of spectacular. Clark's relentless drive and spirit were clear as she continued to lead her team, refusing to be intimidated by the rivalry with Reese. This grit not only showcased her skills, but also her ability to rise above adversity and maintain her poise under pressure. Meanwhile, Angel Reese was seemingly unfazed by the drama, continuing to play the antagonist in this story. Her aggressive style of play did not fade, as she quickly picked up her 4th foul, sending her to the bench. Despite this, Sky coach Teresa Weatherspoon showed confidence in Reese, putting her back in for the 4th quarter. However, Reese's aggression did not stop, leading her to pick up a 5th foul early in the final frame. This sent her back to the bench again, where she watched the game unfold. Yet, with just over 5.5 minutes left, Reese re-entered the game. Meanwhile, Clark, facing criticism of her defense during her rookie season in the WNBA, rose to the occasion during the game's final critical moments. Marina Mabrey, Chicago's leading scorer, tried using a screen from Camila Cardoso to lose Clark. In a display of Her evolving defensive ability, Clark opted against the typical move of going under the screen. Instead, she aggressively fought over the top, showing massive improvement in her defense. This decision paid off spectacularly. Clark stayed glued to Mabry and executed a perfect block on what looked like an open three-pointer. Her quick reflexes allowed her to snatch the loose ball right after the block. Pivoting from defense to offense seamlessly, she then ran a flawless pick-and-roll with Aaliyah Boston, delivering a precise pocket pass that led to a layup as the game reached its final climax. Clark, with unshakable confidence, buried a clutch three that pushed the Fever lead to 84-77, solidifying her role as a cold-blooded finisher in high-pressure situations. Caitlin Clark received the ball while in motion, weaving around an Aaliyah Boston screen. Without any hesitation, she pulled up from deep, letting fly a shot that traced a perfect arc toward the rim. As it hung in the air, Clark held her follow-through. The net snapped. Her reaction was pure electricity as she turned to the stands, her roar of triumph merging with the crowd, a mutual celebration of her clutch performance. This battle with the Chicago Sky was more than a game for Clark's Indiana Fever. It was a statement. Their 91-83 victory wasn't just a win, it was their second straight over a heated regional rival. More importantly, it secured their first back-to-back wins of the season, completely shifting the team's momentum. Number 22 was the soul of this win, delivering what many call her best WNBA performance yet. She dominated the floor, dropping a game-high 23 points and hitting those back-breaking shots from deep. Clark filled the sheet with 9 assists, 8 rebounds, and 2 blocks. A truly rare performance. This stat line puts her in elite territory, the only rookie in league history to ever post such numbers. Meanwhile, Angel Reese brought some fire to the postgame, speaking her mind about the night's officiating. She did not hold back, criticizing the refs for calling her contact on Clark a flagrant foul. Standing her ground despite the noise, Reese defended her aggressive play during the post-game press conference. "I am a basketball player," she stated. "I cannot control the refs. They affected the game obviously a lot." Tonight, Reese's assertiveness on the court, seen in that flagrant foul, has made her a polarizing figure. Critics claim her intensity might cross the line, potentially hurting her team's rhythm and the game's integrity. But her fans love that killer instinct, seeing her as a fierce competitor who refuses to back down. On the other side, Clark's performance proved once again that she's a resilient star and a generational talent. Staying calm under fire and delivering in the clutch says everything about her potential as a future leader. Her ability to stay calm and deliver when her team needs it most speaks volumes about her. This proved her potential and leadership. The game ended at 91-83, a testament to the intense competition between these two rivals. Clark's strategy and timely scoring were absolutely crucial for the Fever's success, while Reese played a massive role for the Sky, proving her undeniable impact on the court. When Caitlin Clark arrived for the rematch against the Chicago Sky, anticipation was at an all-time high. The stakes were huge, with ticket prices soaring to record levels for a WNBA game. This rivalry is the real deal, and while the Fever won before, the Sky were ready for war. Against that high-pressure backdrop, Caitlin Clark took over. From the very first whistle, she looked unstoppable. She made her presence felt early, opening with a step-back three as her dominance began to dazzle. Throughout the first quarter, for example, when Tiffany Mitchell found her unguarded, Clark did not hesitate. She launched a deep three-pointer from way downtown, pushing the Fever ahead. Her influence was everywhere. Her vision took over in the second quarter. She carved through the defense, driving deep into the paint. She found Alana Smith for an easy bucket, but Caitlin's masterclass was only just getting started. Before the half ended, she spotted Courtney Wallace on the move. A quick pass from Clark enabled. She made the layup, extending the Fever's lead to 3 as the battle entered the fourth quarter. In the final frame, the connection between Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston became the focal point. Their synergy was obvious as Clark moved into space and received a perfectly timed pass from Boston. Boston set a quick screen, allowing Clark to bury another three and continue the offensive onslaught. Her momentum was building. Early in the fourth, she launched from deep again, keeping the scoreboard moving. She would not let up. Clark shook her defender, creating just enough space to execute a flawless catch-and-shoot triple from deep, pushing the lead to 12. But the Chicago Sky were not ready to concede. They clawed their way back, erasing the deficit to tie things at 82-82 with just 3 minutes remaining. As the clock ticked down with the score knotted at 84-84, Angel Reese emerged. A Chicago star sinks a clutch go-ahead layup, snatching the lead and sealing the win for the Sky, 88-87. Despite the loss, Caitlin Clark was nothing short of brilliant, ending with a monster double-double. She totaled 17 points and 13 assists, including 7 to Aaliyah Boston, who dropped 18 of her own. Amid the drama, the WNBA is now at the center of a much larger, more complex societal narrative. It is a focal point for heated debates, covering everything from logistics like private charter, flight travel, to controversial snubs from the Olympic team. Every new headline sparks a firestorm among the basketball faithful. Passionate fans and media are weighing in, proving this sport's impact reaches way beyond the baseline. As the season unfolds, the rivalry between the Indiana Fever and Chicago Sky is getting intense. The Clark and Reese dynamic keeps the world watching. Every game is a showcase of elite basketball talent. It fans the flames of a must-watch feud, making each encounter the biggest event on the calendar. This rivalry brings a magnetic energy to the league, boosting its appeal and drawing in massive crowds. These athletes, with their undeniable skill and grit, are the perfect ambassadors for the modern WNBA. Their matchups add a layer of spice, injecting massive excitement and high-stakes anticipation into every single game. While the outside narratives and constant debates often take center stage, we can't forget the core truth. It all comes down to pure basketball. The noise might get overwhelming at times with its sheer intensity, but at its heart, the game remains a simple contest of talent, strategy, and unyielding determination. The physical intensity Reese and Clark bring is exactly what professional sports are all about: raw passion. This is about high stakes, deep emotion, and the relentless pursuit of excellence at the highest level. As they continue to inspire their teams, these showdowns will remain the undisputed highlights of the season. They are showcasing the very best of women's basketball. Now don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell. Stay updated with our latest content. Thanks for tuning in, and we will catch you on the next one.